Hi guys. Long time no see. I don't know whether that's a good thing for you or not, but long time no see. I'm quite aware it has been 2.5 months, or close enough. At least two. Um, I did try to play catch up. That was not successful, so I do apologize. I am not caught up with anything, guys. Um, and I very desperately want to know what important is going on in your lives for the last 2 months. And I am failing at catching up. That is 100% my fault. It is also the fact that, as you can see, I'm on my old machine, but the setting is slightly different. I had to get a new machine. So, about a week, 2 weeks into my new post, same company, completely different post. I think I discussed that on my last post, which was right around July 8th. Yeah, it's been a while. Um, right about then, I had to get a new machine. Let's put it this way. This here that I'm doing was not possible. I tried 2 or 3 times to get the camera to come up. I just discovered I have to wait it out. Yeah, for a while, because she doesn't want to cooperate at all. Um, but she's in a different location. My husband is using her to edit game files. I was worried about getting a new computer, as you know, because of the expense. I'm paying a monthly fee on top of all my other bills, which is so lovely. Um, I am going to be turning off the EBT, which puts all my other bills skyrocketing again. So, you know, electric, internet, all of that. I make about $2 more, but that means I get taxed for $2 more. And groceries and everything else has gone up. So, I'm making about $3 less than what my husband and I were making together. So it's definitely going to be a struggle again. Middle classdom was nice while we had it, but it's going to be a little while. I promised to get everybody caught up, and I apologize again for not being caught up with you. So please, if there's anything that I need to know, post it in the comments, get me links, point me to wherever it is I need to be, because I want to know, not just because I'm nosy, though that's a big portion of it, but because you all are my friends, and I've been an extremely bad friend the last 2.5 months here. I received a notification on July 18th that my Livejournal's 18 years old. They got me like a little thingy and everything that goes on my Livejournal. And so about a month after that, I tried to create a video to let everybody know what is going on, so I wouldn't be so vastly behind on information to update you all on. I was going to be doing separate posts for like work and school and all of that, but I guess I'll just shove it into this one. Because there's nothing really massively earth-shaking, though it has been busy as hell. It's like I've been telling them at my new job posting, I have 3 jobs. I have home life, which the last 2 weeks I've been like failing at. I have school, and I have work. All 3 of these are pretty much full-time, and the last couple of weeks I've been kind of failing because the whole trying to catch up with sleep thing has, yeah, it's been great. I barely squeaked by on the maths. I passed the test, but literally 1 question wrong, and I wouldn't have. Let's put it like that. As always, the things that I did well on while I was going through the material, I did not do well on the test. And the things that I did poorly on, I did well on the test. Eve, you will find this absolutely hilarious. So, probability analytics and theorems and this, that, and the other, I did quite well in those. Basic algebra, I'm still not that great at, and I think it's because I overthink it, Also, about 31 years after you're supposed to already know this, I learned what PEMDAS is. No, don't laugh. During the times that I was supposed to know this or learn it, I think my family was in the middle of moving or changing schools, because literally this is the basics and the main reason why I had so much trouble with math. Nobody stopped to think to tell me about order of operations or what it meant, because it's that freaking basic. Everybody should know it. Guess who did not know it for 31 years? That would be me. But I've learned it. I just basically started at ground level and worked my way up, and I'm very glad I did, though it put me on a severe crunch time-wise. But I passed by a whisker, but I passed. Also, Eve, you will find this absolutely hilarious. The two table frequencies, easiest thing in the world to me. They're flash reports. Literally, matches here, matches here. I completely get that. I've been doing them for most of my auditing life. That was so simple, it was stupid to me. So, I'm like, if you have just a test with just me doing this, cool, I've got it. I can nail it out. That's just like the easiest thing to me. Also, the probability trees, not a problem. So, leave it to me that some of the hardest concepts for some people are just the easiest, and the easiest is the hardest. Overthinking is what I keep being told by absolutely everybody. I overthink absolutely everything and make it more complicated than it actually has to be. I actually got told by the third math instructor that I talked to, she was like, "You have a fantastic mathematical mind." And I'm like, really? That's news to me. Oh, in other news, work. So, as you know, on July 9th, after a whole entire week of not having work, which helped me with my school, but really didn't help me with anything else. In fact, I'm still feeling the reverb from that, because literally I'm missing a $1,200 paycheck. That's going to be felt for the next, you'd be amazed. 1 week of missing reverbs for about 3 to 4 months. It's the playing catch up. You literally, it's almost impossible. So I started. I spent the first 2 weeks basically observing and sitting around. The guy who was teaching me taught all the things he was supposed to. Turns out he doesn't follow any of them, but he taught me everything he was supposed to. And within 3 days of me actually doing the job, and being how I am, they decided to move me to a location that is closer to where I live. Now, this location is a brand new location, all right? And everybody and their damn brother was promised this location. You know who wasn't told about it? Me. Because that was literally the first thing they asked me my first 6 hours in. "So did you hear about the Tacoma location?" And I'm like, "No." And they were like, "Well, they promised the Tacoma location to everyone." I was like, "Oh. No, nobody told me about it." "Well, don't you want to, work closer?" And I was like, "Yeah, that would be awesome." Is that going to happen? Probably not. I'm the lowest person on the totem pole. I'm the most recent person here. Guess who wound up in the Tacoma location? A lot of people are not very happy with this. They're not mad at me, per se. But it looks like they promised it to everyone. And for some reason, though I am brand new, I was placed there because I was doing so well right off the bat. I don't need a whole lot of micromanagement. And so I was placed at the Tacoma location, where I've been for the last month. I literally just started actually doing the job about 4 to 5 days before I hit the Tacoma location. Because the guy who was training me basically wouldn't let me on the machine. And every machine they tried to set me up on, it was arguing. But I got set up at the Tacoma location. Everything's fine, and I work there. And have to occasionally remind, because I have one set of people that I oversee and do dispatch for. And I've had to remind them I am the only person here. There are not 4 or 5 people to answer the phone for me. There's now 4 or 5 people to take over my channel. So basically, I don't really take any breaks because I wind up taking the radio with me. And I just eat lunch there. Not that I really care that much. The only time it really becomes a nuisance is if there's an incident, because then everybody wants to chatter at me on Teams. Everybody wants to call my phone, and I'm like, none of you can do this. I'm in the middle of overseeing something, and you're kind of distracting me. That's about the only major headache. I know most of my people, and I've been doing this for about a month, though everybody, and this seems to be a phenomenon with me, behaves like I've been there for 6 years. I don't know. But so far, I'm enjoying this posting. I had a rough patch about a week ago, about a week and a half ago. For like 2 weeks, it was just sheer hell on wheels. And then along came a joke of, isn't anybody going to fire me? Because you should see me having a temper fit. But nobody can see me. There's no camera watching me, which is also weird. Everybody should see me having a temper fit and like yelling at my computer while it is arguing with everything it is I'm trying to do. Because that was an actual issue. I was trying to manage several things going on at once, plus my computer system wasn't behaving. So that was an entire week and a half of that, right in the middle of the holidays. That was fun. Also, after that hell week, we decided to go out and celebrate, which no, we can't afford, but we decided to do that anyway because Mama passed her test. Barely. And we survived the week. That's when I discovered that this guy who occasionally parks next to me, now, this is in my apartment complex. Where I work, this isn't an issue. I've never had an issue like when I go to the grocery store because I park far away from everybody else. The guy who occasionally parks next to me has a big old truck. He's also old. And he's not there all the time because that's not his designated space. That's the space that belongs to his mother. And he goes to visit her. And when he does, he always parks his truck at an angle. And I was like, one of these days, that dude is actually going to hit my car. Guess what he did? He hit my car. I discovered this 2 days after it happened. I kept having these squealing sounds, like whenever I'd like turn the wheel. I'm like, what the heck? The wheel's locked in this position, and I'm waiting somewhere, and I go to move, it makes this eek sound, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. When somebody knocks the heck out of your passenger front side wheel well and scrapes the paint off all the way down to the primer, well, it might actually dent the wheel well. It took a couple of days for her to work that out. It literally popped itself back into place. But now I have this line down my wheel well where his tire hit it. Yes. Last week, I actually went and took a picture of his tire while he was sitting there, while the vehicle was sitting there. And there's a sheen of silver down the side of the tire. Took a picture of that, took a picture of my vehicle, showed it to him. As in, I actually sat on that porch during one of my days off and I waited. Sure enough, he showed up, and I've currently got his insurance company trying to contact him so I can get an authorization to have that fixed. As in, I was going to take her to a car wash because the birds have discovered that I have a silver car, and I can't take her to a car wash unless I feel like completely stripping the paint off. It's awesome. Brand spanking new car. I was severely furious about it because, like I said, this is after a hell week. But then I was like, you know what? I've had worse things happen. Honestly, I've lived through worse things. It was just one of those last little straws. Because we were having dinner, and my husband's like, did you see this? And I'm like, no. No, I didn't. And that was the beginning of this month. So it kicked off this month. I am now doing the CompTIA A+ courses so that I can get that. So far I seem to be doing okay. Keep your fingers crossed for me on that one. In fact, as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to go do that. So work is going well, surprisingly well. As in, I was kind of paranoid when they moved me. I'm like, is somebody trying to get me fired? Because this is the position absolutely everybody wants, and they said they're going to be hardcore about the position, so you need to be on your toes and on your P's and Q's, or they will remove you from the contract. And I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm the newest person here. Why am I being placed here again? No, I was super paranoid. But like I said, it seems to be doing well. I have been technically at this post, working for as security for this particular company for about 2 months now. Started the first month in Seattle. Now I'm in Tacoma. Supposedly they're supposed to alternate. It seems that's not going to happen. That's what I got told, that I'd be working like 1 month in Tacoma and the next month in Seattle, and then, you know, ring around the rosy so everybody can have their shot at it. That's not what's happening. So, oops. So it looks like I am in Tacoma, which I'm not mad about. They expect a little bit more of me than anybody else, which I'm also not that mad about. So things are going swimmingly with this job. I just wish it paid a heck of a lot better. I really do. Because that's the thing I worry about. I have to go shut off the EBT, and I now have to worry about my husband's insurance. If he doesn't get insurance, that's going to be extra money out of my pocket whenever it comes to his medications, which is really going to suck. Or whenever he has to go to the doctor, which is something else that's going to suck. My electric's going to go up by about 40. My internet's going to go up by about 30. Yeah. And plus I'll be paying for food, which is about $500 to $600 a month. Growing boys, what can I say? And I just got a new computer, which I'm paying on steadily, which if I get it paid off before the year, I don't pay any interest on it. That's awesome. So keep your fingers crossed I can do that. So everything's gotten more expensive, but I'm getting paid a little bit more, which has its upsides and its downsides. I seem to be doing well in school. I did discover I will be doing more algebra later. But I did get the book, Eve. I love it. I kept the letter that goes with it. And I actually went through and scanned to see where you are in the book. I only understand half of what I'm looking at. But I love that I have a book and you're in it, and it makes me so happy. Anything else? Oh my gosh, I told you my life was boring. It's boring. Even the things like the car being hit, that's, in the end, that's boring. I'll let you know whether or not anything happens with that. And as I said, please, 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 if anything major happened, I don't want to be one of those ignorant people that blunders into your posts, and it's like, oh, so when did that happen? Like a big asshole. I mean, here it is. I've already been an asshole. I've been a terrible friend for like the last 2 months. I have no idea what's going on with anyone. I have a list of people to give birthday greetings to because I'm an asshole. Part of that is because when I got my computer, I crashed it right out the gate. I'm so epic. No, I literally crashed that bad boy. So I was going through doing updates, you know, as you do. And I missed a critical update that has to do with the BIOS. So I'm thinking everything's great, and I'm migrating everything from this machine to my new machine. That did not go over well at all. The machine crashed. I had to wipe it all the way down to the studs and start all over again. So yeah, I spent like about a good day and a half wiping the machine, getting everything reset, updated, Yeah, by that time, I really didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was just like so over it all. Also, like I said, Windows 11, which means there's a lot of touchy points. One of those touchy points happens to be the camera and microphone, which it doesn't want to have integrate. So I'm, yeah, using my little girl here to be able to record this because my brand spanking new machine won't do it. Yeah, there's some bugs that need to be worked out. But I've got her up and running. She's been up and running for about a week and a half. Like I said, I wouldn't touch her. Um, what I need to do is a backup. So I need to get a drive just for the backup. Just for the backup of the system as she's set now. It also seems I need to purchase more cloud space, which it wants to give me cloud space on top of giving me an app that I already have, which is kind of dumb. I just want the cloud space. I don't want the extra app I already have. Neither here nor there. I'm going to wind up getting that cloud space because my OneDrive now doesn't want to accept anything I've got because I've got 29.5 gigs over the limit of the 5 gigs that it gives me for free. So that's going to be 2 backups that I'm going to have. One of them just for how she is now, just in case I do something silly and she crashes again. And that would happen, of course, during a time when I no longer have Migrate, which I have on this machine right now, and that machine, which is gone in about 3 months. So I have to get a backup. I'm going to get an external backup just in case, and purchase more space, which, like I said, purchasing things is not on right now. Wish me luck, guys. So, there you go. You were thereby updated. I crashed my machine. Somebody managed to ruin the paint on my car. I barely passed my exam, but I passed it. I'm on to the next one, hoping I pass that. And I'm working a job that I enjoy the hell out of that I now don't have to travel an hour and a half to get to. That's awesome. I get paid just well enough to be at poverty level. I'm used to being there, though. It does mean I've had to give up some things, my occasional Starbucks drink and the rock stars that I was subsisting on, which is kind of a good thing. It forces me to do things like make tea, and now I'm learning how to make my own Starbucks drinks. There you go. Ways around everything, as they say. So, like I said, please, 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 if there's anything I need to know, because I suck at being a friend and I haven't checked anything, and catching up would literally take me a week, and I don't have that kind of time anymore, please let me know. Please. I don't want to be an even worse friend than I already am. I'll try to catch up more regular, at least keep you guys caught up. I will be answering posts and comments. I at least have that much that I can do. Gosh, guys. I miss you all like mad. I miss my happy place. And it's good to be actually posting something after 2 aborted and failed attempts over the last 2 months with this machine in particular. But, oh look, I've kept it under 30 minutes, which is unusual, especially when you're trying to pack 2 months in, but I've kept it under 30 minutes. Nobody has died. Everything is well. Yeah, I probably just should have started off with that. Until the next time, dudes, hopefully it will not be like 2 months again. Oh, and my Livejournal's 18. You know, the thing I'm probably not going to be posting on as much anymore. Yeah, that's 18 years old. I had to get a new toaster and an espresso maker so I could do things. That was expenses I did not like. Also, I probably purchased some games that I really am not going to be playing, but they were cheap, okay? They were cheap. So, all those expenditures I really didn't need out of the way. Well, I kind of needed them. and all the expenditures I'm now looking forward to in the future. So like I said, things are going to be tight, and of course, it's the months of tightness coming up as it is, so congratulations to me. Yay! I will let you guys know as things progress how I'm doing with schooling and how utterly, utterly boring my life actually is, though I still technically have 3 jobs. Yeah, I try not to think about that too much. Let me know how you all are doing. Point me in any direction of posts I need to know. Know that I 100% miss all of you guys. I miss catching up with you. I will be posting happy birthdays to everyone. And until I actually am able to catch up on all comments and everything and get caught up regular, I'm literally going to pick a date and go from there. Know that I love you. I miss you all so much. I love you, and I think of you all even when I'm doing my 3 jobs. Like I said, previous attempts to post, and then, I think of you all often, and I will try to be there more often. I will make no promises, because I promised last time, and that's the way it always seems to be. That didn't exactly work out. But until you have to see this face again, take good care of yourselves, take good care of each other, and know that I love you, and I'm always thinking of you guys.